Bitcoin has turned and moving back. I know it's threatening new highs.
Kathy Wood says Bitcoin is still in a bull market, but what makes her say that? And while we've all been waiting for alts to rally, two altcoins are making massive moves, and this could very well soon translate into a massive pump once liquidity starts rotating from Bitcoin to alts. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, Altcoin Buzz AO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. And later in this video, stick around because if you're American, we do have a solution for you that gets you the best of both worlds. We're also offering a $200 exclusive bonus program, and this is part of an actionable trading group we have, and I'll share more details with you later in this video, so stay tuned. Alright, good morning guys. Hope you had a great 4th of July if you are in America. We are kind of having a post 4th of July kind of drawdown right now. You see, this was the weekend here, and usually over holiday weekends, especially big American holiday weekends where the banks are off and the markets are closed, over weekends like that, it's usually pretty flat. And if there is a big move like to the upside or downside, it usually gets reversed, and we're kind of seeing that right now. So this was 4th of July here over on Friday. It came down, and then we kind of just hovered flat throughout all of Saturday. Then we had a pump on Sunday, and it's now being reversed early Monday morning before New York Open. I would not be surprised if we came down here, took out all the stops here down towards 107, and then continued higher during the week. Maybe we go a little bit lower. Maybe we go towards 106, 105. But I do think we are in a bullish time, and I think we are going towards new all-time highs sooner than later. I think we're going to touch new all-time highs around 112-ish thousand soon towards the top of this range. Like I said, I've been saying this for last week. After we came down here, we took out the bottom of this range here towards 98,000, and we moved quickly back up towards the top of the range. So I do think, at the very least, we touch new, at least these highs soon. Whether we come back down afterwards, that's to be seen. But I do think we see new highs soon. And we also had the highest weekly close yesterday. So we had a close around $109,000 on Bitcoin. So we have had the highest weekly close. Usually there's a pullback before new highs, so that's why I'm expecting a bit of a pullback today. But I do think at some point we do head higher, maybe towards the end of this week, and new all-time highs coming for Bitcoin, and then hopefully altcoins soon catch up. So starting off today, we have, is the recession canceled? The White House economic advisor has said that there's zero chance of recession. When they say zero chance, though, that is, I don't know, that's, to me, when someone says there's a zero chance of something happening, it seems a little bit concerning to me. So is the recession canceled? I don't know. Is there less of a chance? Probably. But canceled? I don't know. Metaplan also buys another 2,205 Bitcoin worth $240.8 million. And they now hold 15,555 Bitcoin worth $1.69 billion. They are going full steam ahead with buying Bitcoin. They're trying to catch up to Sailor at this point, and they're just buying nonstop every day, it seems like. We also have Crypto Rover saying the Fed has injected $11 billion into the overnight repo market for the first time in 5 years. What does this mean? Liquidity is tightening, interest rates may be too high, and markets are starting to show cracks. Rate cuts are only a matter of time. This is bullish. So the Fed has just injected $11 billion into the overnight repo market. So for the first time in 5 years. So they're showing, starting to see like the markets are starting to get weakened. Rates might have been too tight for too long. And so we could see, potentially more rate cuts coming sooner than later. We also have Ally Chart saying if this bull cycle mirrors the last two, we could be 6 months away from the market top, which I guess is good and bad at the same time. We want to see prices go up, but we also don't want it to top. But if it does happen, it could be towards the end of this year if it mirrors other previous cycles. So going into Q4 and Q1 will be the top if this is to mirror other cycles. So we could have a blow-off top coming soon, which would be good, ideally, for our alts for altcoin season. We also have the VanEck CEO says more Americans own Bitcoin than they do gold. 50 million Americans own Bitcoin versus 37 million Americans own gold. Digital gold is catching up fast. And then Kathy Wood says we are still in the bull market for Bitcoin.
But Bitcoin has maintained its uptrend relative to gold, did not break. And I think that's a very, very positive thing. Even during the Iran or the bombing of the Iran nuclear facilities, Bitcoin really held its own. So I think it's still in the bull market as our on-chain analytics led by David Puel suggest that we are still in a bull market for Bitcoin.
We also have Michael Vanderpop saying the altcoin season index is showing that we're about to fire up a massive alt season. For For the past 5 years, the altcoin season index bottomed in the summer, primarily in June of every year, and what followed a strong second half of the year for altcoins. Given that we're currently in the middle of a bull market and QE is going to ease, it's very likely that we're going to witness a significantly bigger move than we've seen in Q4 of 2023. So you can see here, the altcoin season index right now we're at the bottom here towards this yellowish line. And we usually bottom around June, July. You can see here, you can't see my mouse, but if you look back, you can see all the previous times we bottom here are around this exact time in previous years. And then we usually go towards the top around what looks like November, December-ish every year. So very bullish coming up for the second half of the year. Hey Americans, we found an exchange that gives you the best of both worlds. Want to trade spot markets on over 400 trading pairs and without KYC? You can. Want to trade perpetual markets on over 150 trading pairs with KYC that accepts Americans and Canadians as well? You can. The only exchange we've seen in the market that lets you do both simple spot trading without KYC and perps trading with KYC that Americans can use is BYDFi. And they have a great new promotion going on right now where you earn more for depositing more money into your BYDFi account. BYDFi has a great new program for new users. So if you don't have an account yet and you've been thinking about getting a new one, now's the time. For smaller traders, deposit up to $1,000 and get up to $200 as a bonus. And for whales, for deposits of $5,000 up to $20,000, you can earn as much as $2,000 in extra cash in your account to trade with. But then it gets even better. If you sign up for a new account, you can join the new Telegram group where BYDFi gives you actionable news and trading signals. It's an exclusive trading signals group just for the Altcoin Buzz community. You get market analysis and news, as well as trading signals specifically for swing trading or scalp trading. So sign up for a BYDFi account today, earn extra cash in your account, and get access to our exclusive trading signals and news group, and deposit now to get your bonus, link down below. And then moving on to one altcoin that's getting a lot of attention recently, we have ONDO. So ONDO Finance says we're excited to announce the launch of the $250 million ONDO Catalyst Initiative, one of the largest dedicated commitments to support the tokenization of world assets with support from Pantera Capital, which is a massive crypto VC. Catalyst is supported by Pantera Capital, whose deep expertise and strategic capital will support the growth of on-chain capital markets. Pantera will independently evaluate and invest in projects, while Catalyst will back projects building across the ONDO ecosystem with a focus on next-generation financial applications that drive utility, scalability, and adoption of tokenized assets. And we have not telling saying ONDO and Pantera Capital earmarked $250 million for world asset tokenization. The tokenization narrative will hit a top in Q4, front run it. So we could see a top of RWA and tokenization coming soon. We're excited to share that OKX Wallet is joining the ONDO Global Markets Alliance, and the OKX users will be able to access ONDO's tokenized stocks, ETFs, and more when we launch later this summer. So very bullish for ONDO. A lot of things coming out for them soon with tokenization. Now ONDO is one that is playing out to a T. And we drew this weeks ago, and I haven't changed the chart. We took out the stops here below 65 cents. We came back and we've reclaimed this level. So it's doing exactly what we thought. I think right now, probably with New York Open and Bitcoin heading down after it's taken out its new all-time high for a weekly close, I think altcoins and Bitcoin will kind of have a sell-off this morning, but then continue up higher later this week. So I do expect that ONDO will probably come back down towards the 75-ish, 74 cent level. But I do think we'll consolidate here and then continue higher back towards at least this next level of resistance around 90 cents soon for ONDO. So I do think we hold this level and then continue higher with the broader crypto market. So if Bitcoin holds up, I do think ONDO goes back to this level. And then once we're back above here, between 93 and around 117 is the next zone that I'm looking to trade this towards. And then for the second altcoin today, we have SUI has flipped hype in 24 DEX volume. Both are killing it. So you can see here SUI has 286.35 million with Hyperliquid at 253 million. So SUI is flipping Hyperliquid, but SUI is also recovering faster and gaining momentum. Its daily active addresses have pumped to 984,800 in 2 weeks, a 468% jump. Its daily transactions have pumped to 4.5 million in 1 month, plus 38% jump. The SUI network is showing strength, and I'm not fading it. So you can see here, the daily active addresses versus the daily transactions have pumped a lot recently. We also have Torero Romero saying SUI surpassed BNB in hype and token volume for June, reaching $27.3 billion. And we also have Eisenhower saying $500 billion. The SUI network has crossed $500 billion in total token volume. This isn't hype, it's real on-chain activity. And SUI is just getting warmed up. Let's be clear, this isn't your average layer 1. It's purpose-built, parallelized execution layer with blazing fast finality, ultra-low fees, a move-based tech stack that actually scales. While others are optimizing for attention, SUI is optimizing for throughput, and it shows. The big picture, deep liquidity is flowing in, real apps are becoming sticky, the infrastructure is enterprise ready, the ecosystem activity is accelerating without congestion, and smart money sees the signal, and SUI is quietly becoming the chain that others will benchmark against. Ignore the momentum at your own risk. So Sui is looking pretty good. And if we go to the chart here, we haven't charted this in a while, but it's funny that we haven't looked at Sui in a while, but it's done exactly what we wanted. It came out down here, held this level of support here around $2.34. We've now pumped back up and we're starting to reclaim this level. I do think we'll probably head down towards $2.75-ish cents here. Ideally, we want this next level of support to hold as a level reclaim. And then if we do hold here and Bitcoin heads higher, I do think we go from $2.75 towards $3.58 pretty quickly to this next level here. This will be the next level of resistance. And once we overcome that and we start closing above here, that'll be super bullish. And I think we're going to new all-time highs for Sui once this level is reclaimed. But for now, we just have to hold this level here on 275. And if we do hold that, it'll be a nice level reclaim. I lost my voice over the weekend, it seems. But if we do hold this level, I do think this is a nice level reclaim, and we're going back to this level pretty quickly for Sui. So Sui is looking pretty good. And then moving on, we have Alex saying Sol is just taking the test of our patience. For now, it's in a consolidation phase and a closed candle above a 184. Then get ready to open your lungs. Solana may start to run with these ETF inflows. The Sol range is clear in front of us. We just have to wait for it to break. Meanwhile, the Solana dApps did 562 million plus in Q2 alone, more than Ethereum and Base combined. And then Solana Floor says in Q2 2025, Solana surpassed all layer 1s and layer 2 chains in network revenue, its third consecutive quarter, leading all chains, revenue 271 million plus. We also have Solana saying Solana summer isn't slowing down. Last week, tokenized equities went live on Solana, and a winner was crowned from amongst 10,000 aspiring founders in crypto's biggest startup competition. Here's what you might have missed. So we had X stocks tokenized US equities went live on Solana, bringing stocks available 24/7 365 to the masses, with support from Kraken, Bybit, ByReal, Camino, Radium, and a bunch of other exchanges. We also have Coinbase saying tokenized stocks are taking off on Solana. Wallets holding tokenized stocks on Solana have exploded in just 48 hours, from 4,400 to 22,000 to 33,300. That's a 7.5x surge in just 2 days. How many will be tomorrow? So this was just actually yesterday. So we probably have a lot more on Solana. Tokenized stocks are starting to take off, and Solana is the chain that is doing the best right now. Now, Solana is actually looking very good to me. I really like it here around $152. I think we just consolidate a little bit longer. It's actually holding up stronger than the rest of the market today. It's a little bit green. So I do think we head towards this next level around 165, 164 pretty soon. And if we can reclaim this level, I do think it is looking pretty good. Now, I do actually like Solana here. If we can get it, if you could long anything closer to 145, if we somehow got this dip, I think that's a great level. Because I think when Solana does start to take off, I think we on a higher time frame, we're starting to see these higher lows, higher highs starting to form. So I do think we could be heading back up here soon, and it'll start to be a new higher low and higher high forming. So I do like Solana a lot here. So overall, any buys you can get close to 146 to 150, I think is a great buy for Solana, because I do think we are heading much higher soon with Bitcoin starting to take off. And then we have Ryan Sean Adams saying, let me tell you why Tommy Lee is the most bullish thing to happen to ETH this year. Tommy Lee was the guy in 2017 on CNBC calling for 55K Bitcoin when it was trading at 2K. Wall Street people thought he was insane. I remember the segments. The anchors would smile and be like, okay, Tom, let's talk about stocks now. This is back when Jamie Dimon said he'd fire any trader who touched Bitcoin, and Buffett called it rat poison squared. Tom didn't care. He kept talking these crazy Bitcoin prices week after week. Whenever they'd let him, he'd show charts how Bitcoin's price growth is network effect squared with users times transaction volume, his quirky fixation. Most of Wall Street completely missed Bitcoin. Now think about the audience today. Every mainstream investor just spent the last 8 years watching Tom do 5,000x on his insane Bitcoin price calls. So this week something new happens. Tommy Lee launches an ETH treasury with $250 million in ETH buys. He goes on CNBC and says ETH is the next Bitcoin. He says stablecoins are crypto's ChatGPT moment, and stablecoins make ETH more valuable. You think Wall Street isn't listening to him this time? Get ready for FOMO season. ETH is going up. And we also have Crypto Patel saying Ethereum's 4-year cycle is entering its final phase. ETH topped in 2017 and 2021. Now in 2025, the pattern is repeating. Breakout confirm a structure strong and parabolic potential loading. History doesn't repeat, but in crypto it rhymes. Is Ethereum's final run before the top? So you can see here, he has a prediction of 16,000, which at this point it seems absolutely insane. It's like a 8x from here on Ethereum. So if we got to 10,000, I'd be happy. If we realistically even got to 5,000 on ETH, we'd be happy. But ETH does look pretty good here. I do like we had this level reclaim. So we came here, we took out all the wicks here, we reclaimed this level around 2,400, and now we're sitting around 25.5. I do like this today. ETH is actually one of the better looking charts to me as well. So I think any consolidation here above this line, which we're starting to do right here, any consolidation above here, and I think we go towards this next level of resistance very soon around 27 to 2,800. And then like I've said before, I'd be really starting to get interested once we can reclaim this level here, because this was the major point of breakdown that led us all the way back down here to the lows around 1,300. back in, what was this, April. So if we can get back above this level, I think it's going to be super bullish. And I think we're going to start heading towards the mid 3,000 very quickly once we're back above, and we can reclaim this on a daily. Because remember, we talked about this. We took out the stops here, but we didn't close a daily candle above here back in early June. So this was just pretty bearish, that fact that we took out all the stops that were above here, and then we continued lower. So now that we've taken out the bottom here, I do think we continue back above. And if we close above here on a daily candle, we are looking very good for Ethereum. We can finally start to have an altcoin season, hopefully. And Ethereum has just been very lackluster this entire cycle. So I'd be happy to see it finally get back above here, so people can start to be happy again for Ethereum. And then lastly for today, we've Midas and Zero G partner to bring world assets to AI native blockchain infrastructure. So tokenization protocol Midas and AI blockchain Zero G have announced a strategic partnership to unlock the next wave of on-chain finance through modular design. By combining Midas's tokenization infrastructure with Zero G's decentralized AI native compute, the partners will develop new solutions that intelligently leverage world assets. As part of the partnership, Midas will deploy on Zero G mainnet, scheduled for late Q3 2025. Bringing its full stack of tokenization infrastructure. In parallel, Zero G will integrate Midas tokenization instruments and Vault logic into optimized AI layer. This will position both platforms to serve institutions, developers, and liquidity providers at scale. And by launching on Zero G, Midas will introduce compliant, composable tokens into a modular environment optimized for AI-powered workflows and smart contract automation. The use cases range from on-chain lending vaults and automated credit exposure to AI-enhanced risk analytics and composable strategy deployment. So that is Midas and Zero G, and I do think RWA and AI are going to be kind of the main continued narrative of the last part of this cycle for the second half of this year. So I think we'll start to see a lot more AI tokens again, and we'll start to see a lot more RWA tokens popping off again soon as well. But that is the video for today, guys. I do think it's probably possible we take out stops here, as this has been a low liquid kind of holiday weekend, at least in the US. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we came down here, took out stops around 107,000 before ultimately continuing higher. But I do think on the higher time frames, this does look very bullish. The fact that we've been consolidating above this mid-range for a couple weeks now at this point, I do think this is pretty bullish, and we are going to at least tap the top of this range soon, around $111,000. So overall, looking pretty good today. I do expect a dip, but then maybe a pump by the end of the week. So that is the video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.